I'm a huge believer in feedback, whether it is at my corporate work or in the things that I do outside of my 9 to 5. I believe in hearing from the other person across the table or this hypothetical table of partnership, how they are viewing my work and the things I can do to improve. And this has served me a lot in my career and in anything that I do in life, really. So when it comes to UGC, what I like to do is maybe 6 months after the partnership, or maybe even as early as, 2 months after the video is live, I like to reach out to the brand person that I was working with and send them a short email just to get their own honest thoughts on how things have been going. And I know that when it comes to things like this, we all have our fears on the inside of hearing about a bad experience that they might have and they didn't even tell you. Or maybe discovering something that you're not ready to deal with. Or maybe even hearing a truth about the way your work is done that you're aware of, but you're not ready to change, or you just don't know how to change. It's an insecurity that you have and you're trying to avoid or having difficulty fixing, and then the other person could echo that back in their feedback to you. If I could just encourage you with one thing, it would be this. Regardless of whether the feedback is good or bad, it is so much better for you to have that information because knowledge is power. It's one thing to know that something isn't working, but to hear it back, it can just be that extra push that you needed to actually commit to changing something. I want to share with you a very simple script that I use when I'm reaching out to brands. I use a variation of it, but this is one of my favorite ones, and we don't gatekeep here, so I'm gonna share it with you. Pull up your pen and paper and let's get to work. This was a collaboration that I was chatting with my friend about, and I remember telling her, girl, I don't think I did a good job because I just didn't think I did a good job. I thought that they gave me a ton of feedback even while we were working together, and because of that, I thought that I missed the mark. I just thought, wow, they really must not like this video. They're probably not happy with the investment. And it's so interesting the stories we tell ourselves, isn't it? Even I fall into these situations sometimes where I'm just doubting myself and I'm allowing that doubt to write the story. Well, fast forward to a few weeks ago, I reached out to the brand and I asked the brand, hi brand person, I hope you're doing well. I've been reflecting on some of the brands I've had the pleasure of working with, and our UGC collaboration came to mind. If you're open to it, I would really appreciate your honest feedback on the experience. And I crossed my fingers and I hit send, and I was so scared, but I still hit send because I really wanted to know, was the story that I was telling myself really true, or was I just setting up more things for me to overcome next time? Because the lies that you tell yourself can create the reality that you live in, and that can affect and impact the way that you view your work. Day 1 went by, I didn't hear anything, so I thought, oh yeah, I was right. My work totally sucked and they just want to be polite and not let me know. Day 2, nothing. Almost 8 days later, I get an email and it says, hi UT, working with you on our last collaboration was truly a pleasure. You were mindful of the timelines, highly responsive throughout the process, and attentive to implementing feedback and edits promptly. Just reading that, that's just 1/4 of the email. There are more positive comments that she continued to share with me, and I read it and I smiled so hard because I couldn't believe it. A part of me was like, girl, I told you your work was good. And then the other part of me was like, wow, I'm surprised. But I just feel like that's how life is. There's always going to be a part of you that truly believes in the work that you do and the quality that you deliver. And then there's always going to be that other part of you that doubts it and just feels like it's not good enough. Especially if, as you're creating the content, you run into obstacles and you feel like you're troubleshooting on the spot, so it's not a smooth process even for you. That can make you feel like the output as well is not good enough because the process wasn't good enough. Stormy situations can still create amazing outputs. The process does not always show up in the outcome. You can have a very smooth process and the outcome is horrible, and you can have a very hard and demanding process, and then at the end the video is just so good. So I want to encourage you out there to ask your brand partners or anyone that you've worked with, you could even use this at work, for some feedback and implement that feedback. Okay, let me know your thoughts. What do you think about asking for feedback? Have you done it? What do you usually say? What has been your experience? Do you always get positive feedback? I would love to hear your thoughts.